Hey guys, so as you all know, I am a huge Game of Thrones fan, and my favourite character has always been, and will always be, Margaery Tyrell, played by the wonderful Natalie Dormer. I have done many videos on Natalie Dormer and Margaery Tyrell on this channel. And today I thought we would take a look at all of the Margaery Tyrell related pieces on the upcoming Game of Thrones Heritage Auction. So before we start looking at all of the Margaery Tyrell related items, let's talk a little bit about the auction. Between October the 10th to October the 12th, 2024, Heritage Auctions will be auctioning off over 2,000 authentic costumes, weapons, props and set decorations from Game of Thrones. So these are all screen-worn, screen-used, and of course I can't afford any of them. So I thought instead I would show you all of the Margaery Tyrell related items. So we're going to get on and do that now. So first up is the infamous funnel dress that Margaery wore in Season 2. Now, this is not my favourite Margaery look by any stretch of the imagination, but I do love the direction that they were going in. Michelle Clapton, the costume designer, has spoken about why she chose to use this particular design, which was heavily inspired by Alexander McQueen. These photos are also great reference photos for cosplayers out there. I wish I could create costumes like this. Unfortunately, I cannot. And the starting bid for this dress is a mere $4,000 US dollars. So if anyone would like to send me that, please feel free to. No, I'm just kidding. But here are some pictures of Natalie Dormer in the dress. And finally for this piece, let's look at the description. So it says original two-piece character ensemble including one brown and blue woven geometric patterned dress with wide funnel neckline, hidden asymmetrical front closure and metallic gold gimp embellishment trimming the sleeves with Margaery bias label, and one pale blue cropped shirt with leather sleeves and lace up closures with Margaery bias label, worn by Margaery Tyrell, Natalie Dormer, in Season 2, Episode 5, The Ghost of Harrenhal. This dress appears when she tries to persuade Loras Tyrell to flee to Highgarden after Renly Baratheon's death. Inspired by an Alexander McQueen dress designed for singer Bjork in 2004, this was one of designer Michelle Clapton's favourites. Clapton described the dress as a piece meant to express the ambitions of a young girl who is not yet sure of her strengths, reflecting Margaery's complex character development. Clapton emphasised the blend of regal elegance and subtle sensuality, showcasing Margaery's manipulative yet charming nature. Natalie Dormer appreciated the costume's design, noting how it helped embody Margaery's cunning and determination, whilst also highlighting the intricate details that made it feel both powerful and delicate. Exhibits minor production wear, comes with a CEO from Heritage Auctions. So next up, let's move to this rather scary looking knight figure. Now this knight is from a scene in Series 3 where Margaery visits an orphanage, and it's personally one of my favourite Margaery scenes, as it shows that while she is indeed playing the Game of Thrones, I do believe she genuinely cares for the children of King's Landing. So let's go ahead and read the description of this one. Original resin-painted knight toy with articulating legs and arms, holding a red sword and a black and white checkered shield. Measures 8 inches by 2.5 inches by 2 inches. In Season 3, Episode 1, Valar Dohaeris, Margaery Tyrell, Natalie Dormer, visits an orphanage in King's Landing and gives this toy to an orphan boy who lost his father in the Battle of the Blackwater. Exhibits some mild production wear and also comes with a CEO from Heritage Auctions. Now what's interesting about this knight toy is that I assumed it was wooden, but it is indeed resin painted, so that's probably to keep it preserved more for production, etc, etc. But I would have said that the toy was wooden, so the more you know. And if I haven't already mentioned it, the knight toy has a starting bid of $500 US dollars. Now moving on to our third Margaery related item, and I was super excited to see this in more detail, we have Margaery and Joffrey's wedding ribbon from, of course, their wedding. So you don't get to see a lot of this at all, so I was so excited to see this in more detail. And this one also has a starting bid of $500 US dollars. Of course I would love to own all of these items, but funny enough, this is probably the one I would like to own the most, because it's just so unique and I'm just so happy to see it. So let's go ahead and read the description on this one. Joffrey Baratheon and Margaery Tyrell wedding ribbon from Game of Thrones, of course, Season 4. Original off-white velvet ribbon adorned with gold and brass-toned beadwork. Measures 5.2 inches times 2 inches. In Season 4, Episode 2, The Lion and the Rose, Joffrey Baratheon and Margaery Tyrell used this ribbon in their hand-fasting ceremony at their wedding. Exhibits some production wear with minor bead loss. Comes with a COA from Heritage Auctions, of course. So yeah, I would really love to have this one. I shall have a word with my husband when he comes home from work, but something tells me the answer is going to be a no. Now moving on to the fourth Margaery-related item, and our second dress, this gorgeous Margaery Tyrell mourning dress. So I should have mentioned there will be spoilers in this video for Game of Thrones, so apologies for that. But look how stunning this dress is. I absolutely love it. It's beautiful, and to be able to see it in more detail is just amazing. I'm so pleased to be able to see them like this. I really am. Even though, like I say, I'll never be able to afford them. So here is the dress in the show, and it's just absolutely stunning. So this dress has a starting bid of $2,000. Let's go ahead and read the description. Margaery Tyrell mourning dress from Game of Thrones, Season 4. Original character costume including one dress with a grey, silver and gold floral jacquard bodice and a thin charcoal paper silk pleated skirt with Margaery bias label. The bodice closes in the front with hook and eyes. Worn by Margaery Tyrell in Season 4, Episode 5, first of his name, to Tommen Baratheon's coronation, where she discusses the late King Joffrey with Cersei Lannister. They decide that she will still be queen by marrying Tommen. Natalie Dormer praised the dress for its regal design, saying this dress was a perfect blend of strength and grace, much like Margaery herself. Wearing it during Tommen's coronation highlighted her resolve to secure her place as queen, exhibits minor production wear, and of course comes with a COA from Heritage Auctions. Next up, with a starting bid of $1,000 for all of these, we have some items from Margaery and Tommen's wedding, including some banners and another wedding ribbon. So yes, I'm so excited to see this wedding ribbon as well. And in a moment, I'm going to show you a quick comparison of the two ribbons. But first up, here is a screen grab from the show. So let's go ahead and read the description before I compare the ribbons. House Tyrell and Baratheon wedding display from Game of Thrones, Season 5. Original group of 3 wedding display pieces, including one mustard yellow velvet wedding ribbon adorned with gold and brass-toned beadwork, measuring 5.1 inches, and 2 white wedding banners measuring 13 inches each, constructed of heavy terry cloth and velvet, one with a lion and stag on a field of white trimmed in gold, and one with gold Tyrell roses, featured prominently during Season 5, Episode 3, High Sparrow, during the marriage ceremony of Tommen Baratheon and Margaery Tyrell. Pieces exhibit general production age and wear with some loose/missing beads, and again, comes with a COA. So this is a comparison of both wedding ribbons. The top is Joffrey and Margaery and the bottom is Tommen and Margaery. And I just love the attention to detail here by the prop/costume designers, because we don't see this ribbon that much, so they could have easily reused the same ribbon, but instead they chose to do a brand new one, which I think is just amazing. Moving on to our next Margaery piece, and the only Margaery-related jewellery in this auction is this gorgeous flower necklace. I absolutely love this. It's just so beautiful. And here you can see Margaery wearing it in the episode. Again, the only Margaery-related jewellery piece. On a side note, I would have loved to have seen her wedding tiara, but never mind. So let's go ahead and read the description for this one. Margaery Tyrell flower pendant necklace from Game of Thrones Season 5. Original brass-toned metal cable chain necklace with 3 dangling filigree flower pendants with round bud centre connected by 4 segments of roses, each on a vine. Includes a hook and eye closure, measures 22 inches in length. Worn by Margaery Tyrell in Season 5, Episode 3, High Sparrow, on the morning after her wedding day, when she patronises her mother-in-law Cersei Lannister by asking if she should call her Queen Mother or Dowager Queen, exhibits minimal production wear and also comes with a COA. And in my opinion, this is where Margaery's downfall really starts. And if I haven't said already, the starting bid for this necklace is $1,000. So moving on to our next piece, this is a far cry from what we've previously seen. We have Margaery's prison dress, a shift dress. And this, again, it makes me sad just looking at this dress because of what happens. Obviously, like I said, Margaery is my favourite character. So just looking at this dress makes me sad, and I'm not sure I'd actually want to own this one, but still, it is very nice to see it. And again, a great view for the cosplayers here. So here are some stills from the episode. They just make me so sad. And the starting bid for this dress is also $1,000. So let's go ahead and read the description for this one. Margaery Tyrell prison dress, Season 5. Original character costume including one dark beige Hessian burlap shift dress with a rough textured skirt, thin bodice and elbow-length sleeves with Margaery bias label. Worn by Margaery Tyrell in Season 5, Episode 7, The Gift, where she is imprisoned for giving false testimony. Cersei Lannister visits her cell and Margaery accuses her of being the one to orchestrate her arrest. Natalie Dormer described this dress as one of her most challenging costumes costumes, highlighting the emotional intensity of the scene. Wearing that dress was a constant reminder of Margaery's vulnerability and the weight of the false accusations against her. Michelle Clapton, the show's costume designer, noted the importance of the costume's texture and colour in conveying Margaery's fall from grace, stating, "We wanted to strip away her royal elegance and show her in a raw, vulnerable state, exhibits minor production wear and comes with a COA." And yeah, I absolutely agree with that as well. All I can feel is vulnerable when I see this dress. On a side note, the auction also has Cersei's prison dress as well, so feel free to go and check that one out if you would like to. So finally, also with a starting bid of $1,000 US, we have Margaery's pious dress in teal. That's sort of what they're calling it. And this is not one of my favourite Margaery looks, even though Natalie Dormer looks stunning in it, because it's just not her, and that's deliberate. It's not supposed to be her. Still, the dress is stunning and beautiful, and I do love it, but it's not Margaery. Interestingly, the top Margaery here is spelt wrong, and the bottom is spelt right. No shade to the person who wrote that, obviously. And here is Margaery in the dress. And again, this is supposed to highlight her vulnerability in these moments as well. Of course, also showing us that our girl can indeed play the Game of Thrones. So let's read the description. Margaery Tyrell, teal pious dress, season 6. Original character costume, including one teal dress constructed of rose self-patterned fabric with an attached square bib, trimmed in gold filigree, long sleeves and lace-up back closure with Margaery bias label. Worn by Margaery Tyrell in season 6, episode 7, The Broken Man, when she meets with her grandmother Olenna Tyrell under the watchful eye of Septa Nunella. Though Margaery appears to be brainwashed by the High Sparrow, she secretly hands her grandmother a paper with a drawing of a rose, reinforcing her ongoing loyalty to House Tyrell. Natalie Dormer mentioned how the costume played a crucial role in her performance. "Wearing those garments helped me stay in character. They were like a physical representation of Margaery's careful balancing act between obedience and rebellion. Displays minor production wear and, of course, comes with a COA from Heritage Auctions." And again, one of my favourite Margaery Tyrell scenes, this one. So that's it. That marks the end of all of the Margaery Tyrell items in the upcoming Heritage auction, again on October the 10th to October the 12th, 2024. In the description box below, I have left a link to the Heritage auction because you really want to see these items. Again, over 12,000 items, so many characters, every character you could think of. They're just incredible to see the costumes, etc. like this. Incredible. On a side note, there are some more House Tyrell items. So we have Mace Tyrell items, Olenna Tyrell items, Loras Tyrell items, and some miscellaneous Tyrell bits, but this is specifically for Margaery Tyrell. So there is some other Tyrell stuff if you are House Tyrell like me. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all soon. Bye bye.